Hello everyone, this is Dr. Song. Welcome to my YouTube video. Today will be our second week session of the quantitative research method. So in the week one, we talked about what is the research method in the quantitative way, and also in the general conceptual level of the understanding of the quantitative research method. So in the week two, we will talk about the more details about the methodological terms in quantitative research. So the learning objectives will be in this second week, the variables and what variables are in the quantitative way and the qualitative way, and you will know the variables types and the levels of the measurement. So today we will limit it to the 1, 2, 3, 4 objectives. So variables, what or why we need the variables? So if you remember in the first week session, I said that we can measure the phenomena in the society with numbers. So that numbers that is indicated by the variables. So we can observe the relationships between the phenomenon, and then that is recorded with the variables, and the variables has the numerical number. Numerical value is the number. And then this result drawn from the analysis using the variables that can be generalized into our real life. So in fact, that implies the descriptive and the inferential statistics. And then the result will be kind of prediction how the phenomenon can go forward, or how we can understand the why that happened, etc. And what a variable is? A variable is that means that it's a research question. So I put the one definition here, and then maybe you want to know the more concrete the definition. I can tell you people's answers to the one question, that is the data, and then each question in the survey questionnaire, and then that can be considered as a variable. So, for instance, when somebody asks about what is your gender, that is a variable. So you answer with the male, female, and then that is the data. And then they will ask what is your age. That is a variable. So that is age variable, and then you will provide your answers according to your age, etc. So in fact, the very simple way to understand the variable, that is a that is a question in the questionnaire. So in fact, the variables are generated according to the research question. So a researcher wants to know about the phenomenon, and then they select the variables. That means the questions to obtain the answers from the participants. So that is a survey. So now you can understand better what a variable is. That is a one question in the survey questionnaire. And then that can be classified in two groups. So categorical and then the continuous. So the here is a more like a definition theoretical level. Measure to describe the concept and the phenomenon. That is a variable. So when you ask about the age or the education background or the gender of your participant, that is you want to know about the phenomenon and the concepts. So that is the very simple demographic questions. But if we want to know about the very complex concept, for instance, what is the well-being, or what is the life satisfaction, and then what is the depression, etc. That kind of complex concept. Also, you can obtain the answers from the participants by asking different questions, that is, different variables, and then they will bring the answers from the participants, and then you can analyze in the as a data, and then you can obtain the result. So that is the process of the quantitative research. So, why do we measure a concept? Because in fact, the very crucial point of the quantitative research, they want to measure the different phenomenon in a society with a very consistent way. That means that is a one measure can be used for the all participants. So that is a very ontological view of that there is an absolute truth in the world, and then you want to measure those things without having the subjective view of the researcher. That is a very crucial point of the quantitative research. And then, yeah, so it's a researcher's emotional status is not involved. So that's why you need the one, a very specific measurement to measure a concept. So now let's see what is quantitative variables and what is qualitative variables. So quantitative variables means that there is a numerical values, so known as a continuous value. So the age and then your the exam grade and the annual income, years of education, etc. All of them they can be measured with the numbers and then with the pure numbers as like age is from the 1, 2, 3, 4, and also the annual income is like 10,000, 20,000, and then years of education is a 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, etc. All of them they make sense with the numerical values. So those variables we call continuous. So that means that between the one value and then the other value, it will be exactly the same distance, which means that the age is 1, age is 2, age is 3. Between the 1 and 2, you have the 12 months. And then that month is also the calculated with the different days of the month. So you see the between the 1 and 2, there is exactly the same distance. So that is the continuous variable. In even the annual income, for instance, 10,000, between 10,000 and the 20,000, you have the 10,500 or 10,400, etc. So that all values between the two big numbers, they have the same distance always. So that is a continuous variable. By the way, qualitative variables you cannot count by that way. For instance, gender. Between the men and the women, there is no distance between the men and women. You cannot calculate the distance. Just the is a one category, man or woman, that's it. And the race also, you can say the white or the black or yellow maybe. And this kind of a race category, you cannot make the like a distance between them. They are just each self-sufficient as a one group. So this is a categorical variable. So there are the examples like a hair color, the red or black or brown or blonde. What is the distance between them? There is no distance. That is just it's self-sufficient as a one category. So that is a categorical variable. So main classification will be a categorical and the continuous as we saw. And the first, let's see what is a continuous variable and then more details. So we have the two more subgroups of the continuous variable. There is the interval variable and then the ratio variable. So what is the interval and what is the ratio? So interval variable means that there is exactly the same distance between, but that doesn't have the zero value. Okay, so like a Likert scale, you can say that very much disagree, very much agree. That can be numerical value, that can be indicated numerical value from the 1 to 5 or 1 to 7, but you don't have the zero value. Percentage and exam score also. Of course, people can have the zero grade, but we don't consider that as a grade. We can start from the 1. So 1%, 2%, 3%. And then exam score also from the 1, 10, 50, 48. Yeah. So that is the has a value, numerical value, but there is no zero value. By the way, ratio variable that has the absolute zero value. Like the age can be like a zero. Like somebody doesn't have any. Yeah, but I think this is arguable. You can put that in the interval variable. So the age started from the 1. Yeah, you can say that. And then the weight also zero weight is possible. Something is no weight. Temperature 0 degree possible. Hours of social media use. Somebody doesn't use at all the social media and the 0 hour. That is possible. So when you have the absolute zero value, that is a ratio variable. So ratio variable has exactly zero value. That is like details about what I said. And then interval variable, that is like a no zero value, but it's starting from the after zero. And then that is exactly same distance between, like not at all, and then the slightly satisfied, neutral. So between the this and this and this, their distance exactly the same. We consider that is an interval variable. Now, categorical variable. In the categorical variable, as I said, You cannot say the average of the between. You cannot say the distance between. That each category is sufficient itself. So that we have the one subgroup of the categorical variable is a nominal variable. So the nominal variable, that is the really like a very categorical characteristic. So there is no like a compare between the one and two. Like a man is man and the woman and woman. You cannot put them in the high. You cannot put them in the bottom. I'm not saying about some political perspective. I'm not saying the social perspective. I'm saying about the just very objective view. The man is man and the woman and woman. We cannot put them in the high and the low value like one and two. So they are the man and the woman. They are the each category is sufficient itself. So nominal variable is not a mathematical interpretation. Yes, we cannot have the average value. And then they are mutually exclusive. Yeah, as I said, that man is a man group and the woman is a woman group. So two categories, they are just the same, how can I value for researchers. So the gender, religion, yeah, Christians, Islamic, and then other religion, Buddhist, such as like a different category in the religion. That is also, we cannot put that is a higher and a lower like a numerical value. Hair color, yeah, you cannot put them as the like a rank order. Country of birth, etc. Yeah, Canada, Korea, France, all of them, they are sufficient itself. And now in the categorical variable, we have ordinal variable. This one has the like in the middle of the continuous and the categorical variable because we can put a kind of the rank order. So you can put something is high, something is middle, something is low. That is the ordinal variable. So this variable has the like a bit hybrid characteristic between the continuous and then categorical. But still, they belong to the categorical group because you cannot make average. So for instance, you have the like A, B, C, D. They have the rank order. A is the first, B and the next, and C is coming after. So we can kind of put the rank order. However, you cannot make the average. There is no distance between them. Just they are ranked as a like order. First, second, that is the same. And also the like the education level, high school, university, postgraduate, and you can put a kind of rank, but there is no average number between them. So this is ordinal variable. And then ordinal variable, now we can explain some more. Mutually exclusive, so that is a categorical, but you can order, you can put the rank order. So this is the characteristic from the continuous variable. So this is the ordinal variable, I can say, is a kind of in the middle of the categorical and the continuous variable. The distance between the variable attribute is not equally spaced. Of course, you cannot put that high, low, and the middle as a how much distance between them. We just know that they are ranked with the high, middle, and the low. That's it. And so we can see here the example. Likert scale, when there is a 1, 2, 3, 4, we consider that that is an ordinal variable. And the grading system, A, B, C, etc., small, middle, large, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, etc. So I will develop more about the Likert scale. Sometimes that is ordinal, sometimes that is a continuous variable. So when you can say that is a Likert scale is a continuous variable, when the Likert scale is a more than 5 point, you will consider that that is a continuous variable. But when it's less than a 5 point, that is a 1, 2, 3, 4 point, you will consider that as more ordinal variable. So that will be used for analysis when we do really the like with the software. You will consider that as the how I can categorize this variable is ordinal or continuous. Yeah, but we will talk about that later. So for today, we started the week 2 about the many different and then important terms of the quantitative research. And today was about the variables. And this one is a fundamental concept to study the quantitative research. Thank you so much for listening. And I hope I can see you next time.